I had someone email me last night that was wondering if they could be me. No, you can't be me because there's only one me. And you have to be yourself, boys and girls. You have to be yourself regardless of how that is to be yourself. I know there's a lot of people that probably would like to be like me, but you can't be like me because that wouldn't be fair to the real thing, would it? Huh? You can't be a counterfeit of me because that would take away from me. You know, the real thing, like Coca-Cola, the real thing, you know? You probably wouldn't want to be me in the last 6 years, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you a few things. Some things are none of your business. But, of course, I got some bad news again today. I'm used to bad news. Bring it on, baby. Bring it on, you know. I'll back up in the last 6 years and tell you what's happened to me in the last 6 years. Some of the things. Now, if you're keeping a scorecard, you know, get your pen out and your piece of paper and write the list down because I'm sick of thinking about it, you know? Okay, here's the list. You know, if my memory serves me correctly, and usually it does, boys and girls. Okay, I was going with a beautiful, sexy woman for about 8 years, and she has an autism kid that he's a real menace. He should have been called Dennis the Menace, but he has a habit of tearing up things. She was renting a home, and there was a little bit of wallpaper that was a little bit loose on one of the edges going down her staircase. And of course, what did he do? He found the little edge that was sticking up a little bit and tore off the wallpaper in a rental house. That was nice of him, wasn't it? I'm sure the landlord appreciated it. Anyway, so he tore the wallpaper down. My ex-girlfriend used to bring library books home, and he used to rip the pages out of them, and then she would have to end up buying the library books for the library. Sometimes they give her a break, but she'd pay for library books once in a while. And he'd take the inner sleeves out of the DVD cases and, talking about the movie, and he'd rip those to smithereens. He'd rip her mail up. I deal in antique photographs and documents and things, at least I used to. And he would literally destroy everything that I had. And so she wanted to marry me. I mean, who would? Seriously, who wouldn't? What woman in their right mind would not want to marry me? Seriously. Anyway, and she was cute. She was really cute and spunky and sexy and loved me. At least I thought she did. Anyway, I told her that, I mentioned a little bit of this on another video that I did, but she wanted to get married, and I told her that I was a little bit worried about getting married because of her son. He didn't talk. He just was a menace all the time. He used to throw fits and bite people and tear up things and, get up at 3 in the morning and watch Alice in Wonderland over and over and over and over again. I have nothing against Autism Kids, but I know that he would destroy everything that I had, my business, the things that I worked in, the things that were valuable to me, and he would destroy everything. Not to mention, I don't sleep. I sleep maybe an hour or 2 hours a night because I just don't sleep. And for him, if I got married, he'd be up, getting up at 3 in the morning and turning on the TV real loud and watching his cartoons over and over and over again. Would drive me crazy. I would never get any sleep because I usually don't go to bed till 2 or 3 in the morning. Then I I'm lucky if I fall asleep when it's getting light outside, and then I usually fall asleep. But honestly, I only sleep maybe an hour, 2 hours a night. I've done that for years, and so I'm really tired all the time. But anyway, so she got upset at me and started sleeping around with other guys, and of course I found out, and that broke my heart. And so we ended the 8-year friendship, and I was crazy about her. I don't know how to swim, and I remember leaning over a bridge one time, looking at the river. Excuse me. And I was thinking, if she had fallen in, what I would do, because I can't swim. I couldn't save her, and I knew that I loved her so much that I would jump in, even though I couldn't save her and I didn't know how to swim. I would jump in just to die with her. That's how much I loved her. So anyway, that ended quickly and in a heartache. And so then I lost my best friend, a guy that I used to, have fun with. And no, I'm not gay, but I had a male friend that was, fun to pal around with. He died suddenly. So I lost my girlfriend. I lost my best friend. Then when my mother died, when I found out, I cried so hard that I had a heart attack. This was 2 years ago. That's the reason there was quite a lengthy time between videos that I did, because I had a heart attack. And anyway, I had 2 stents put in, an artery going to my heart about 13 years ago. And when I cried when my mother died, the stents that were put in 13 years ago completely collapsed. I remember going to the hospital in the ambulance, and I was thinking to myself, oh, is this how it ends for me, that I die on the same day as my mother died, And so I had the heart attack, and before the heart attack, let's back up a minute. Before the heart attack, all of a sudden there was a couple of bones on my right foot that all of a sudden were out of place. And so I had to do the boot thing and the crutches thing. And then I was walking one time, and or during this period of time that I had an injury to my right foot, and I was walking down a brick path, and one of the bricks was standing up a little bit too far. And of course, guess who tripped over it? I tripped over it and broke my left heel bone in 2. So I had to use my old injury to support my new one, because I had just broken my heel bone off in 2. So I was a mess for a couple of years. I really couldn't walk. I mean, it was really hard for me to stand or walk, or go out and buy groceries or do normal things that a normal person would do. And then I found out I had an eye exam, and found out that I had skin cancer in my eyelid. Well, so I had to have surgery on that, and that was a problem because I was on blood thinners because of my heart. And the eye surgeon wanted me to go off my blood thinners because he was worried that during the operation, if there was any blood that got into the eye socket, that I could go blind in that eye. So, of course, my cardiologist didn't want me to go off blood thinners because I could have another heart attack or have a stroke. So I had to compromise a bit on that. So I got through the eyelid surgery. And then I have a problem with my legs because of my blood thinners I'm taking. If I just walk down the hall and there's a cardboard box or something, and if I just bump my leg or rub up against it with my leg, a corner of a box, I start bleeding on my leg. So that's been a real problem, and it just not only bruises, it bleeds, and then it stings for about a month and a half. It just stings like someone took a knife and just cut you with the knife. So I have a real problem with that. And then out of the blue, I don't know where I caught it. It could have been in the hospital. I got a infection called a gram-negative infection. And gram-negative is like a super germ, a super bug that people get. A lot of people die from it. So I got that and from somewhere, and went to a dermatologist with that. And the problem with the super bug or super germ is that most antibiotics are resistant to it, and that's why people die from it, is because there's no cure for it, basically. So I took about 6 or 7 different antibiotics until they found the magic cure for me. So got that taken care of. Now I have a lung obstruction, or obstruction in my lungs, that I've got to take care of. And today, I went to the dentist the other day, and the dentist says, "Hey, I want to show you something on your X-ray." And there's a big black spot on my X-ray in my jaw area. And so I went to the oral surgeon today, and he, says it could be a cyst, it could be a tumor. But anyway, part of my jaw is breaking away where the bones are supposed to be. And he says if I don't have surgery, and they go in there and do a bone graft and different things, that I could just lose part of my jaw, and then I'll have to have extensive reconstruction surgery, which just to be put out of the hospital is like $8,000 or $9,000 just to be put out, so I don't have the pain during surgery. That doesn't cost have anything to do with the cost of the operation, just being put out. So I've got that great news today. But I've had almost 4 months ago, I have a dear cat that someone dumped a cat about 8.5 years ago, a little kitten. And anyway, I brought it in my house. I'm allergic. I have sinus problems, of course. And someone dumped this little kitty outside my house about 8.5 years ago. And so I saw this really cute little kitten in my patio one day, and so I started feeding it and making sure it had food and water, and then I started playing with it and kind of becoming friends with it. And then winter came, and even though I'm allergic to cats, I didn't have the I didn't have the heart to let this little cat stay out in our cold winter. And so I brought it in, and it became the owner of my house for 8.5 years. But we were so close. We were so close. We had so much fun together. And I knew it, and it knew me. We were really close. And it had, I took her to the vet, and it had some liquid in his abdomen. And I took it to 2 different vets, and they both said that it had 0 chance of living, and that the best thing for me to do is to put it to sleep. And it said it caught some kind of a disease or something when it was when I was a kitten, a baby, and then, years and years later, it came to light, I guess you call it. And so anyway, it was the hardest thing that I've ever done to put this cat to sleep. And it's been on the 4th, on the 6th of October, it'll be 4 months. And I cried every day for the first 2 months. And really hard. Harder than I cried when my mother died. I'm glad that my current stents haven't collapsed, because I've cried and cried and cried for 2 months. Still cry, but it's not every day now. So I've had a lot of heartache in the last 6 years, and a lot of hard times. So, you people should be glad that you're not me, because I've gone through World War III and World War IV. And look at me, I'm still on top, baby. Beautiful. Bring it on. Bring it on, baby. But anyway, that's the last 6 years summary for me, and the great news I've had today. So I'm waiting to find out what time I'll have to go and have surgery on my jaw. And anyway, I'm really tired of all the things that I've had to have done. But not you. You're special. You're special. What have you had done in the last 6 years, huh? Nothing. You've got raises at work. You've gone out and bought a brand new car. What's the downside of the last 6 years for you? Nothing. Why? Because you're special. That's why. You're the special one, huh? Anyway, I had another person that emailed me that said, how dare you, you're almost 70 years old. I look more like 55, 60. I know that. How dare you look at 19-year-olds, and in some of my videos I say, women 18 to 39. Why shouldn't I, Hey, seriously, this is for you, Eve. I'd like to say hi to Eve, a friend that I have in England, that I've kind of made recently, that lives in England. Hi, Eve. Hope you have a nice day. Hope you're not mad at me almost crying. I try to be a tough guy, but I'm not a tough guy. I'm a wimp. Especially when it comes to kitty cats and just things in life that are hard to go through. I try my best, but I have a heart, like everybody else, I guess. Anyway, let's give this person, this idiot that emailed me and condemned me for looking at 19-year-olds. Duh. Hey, if there was a soccer match, and there were 19-year-old girls on the field playing soccer, you had your choice. There's 2 stadiums. One stadium there were 19-year-old, sexy tight women out there playing soccer, and the other stadium there were 70-year-old women playing soccer. Which would you go to? I would go to the 19-year-old stadium, boys and girls. That doesn't make me a dirty old man. That makes me normal. No, seriously. Why would you condemn somebody like myself that likes, to look at a good-looking babe, oh, you should want to go out with 70-year-olds. Well, I don't want to. I don't want to go out with 70-year-olds. I want to go out with somebody younger, baby. Why shouldn't I? You know, that's not a problem. A guy that's as old as I am wanting to go out with somebody that's, you know, well, I wouldn't go out with anybody that young, but I wouldn't mind going out with somebody that's like, you know, 35, you know, 45. Why wouldn't I? You know, I don't mind looking at 19 and 20-year-olds. I'd look at them all day long if I live long enough. The problem is not the older guy looking at young women. The problem would be is the young guy that's 19 years old that likes to look at 70-year-old women. Now that would be a problem. That would be a problem, wouldn't it? Huh? Anyway, I appreciate your comments. Some of you are complete yahoos. Some of you are assholes. They really are, you know. And some of you, like Eve, are very nice people that have a little class and a little, you know, respect for the elderly and for the handsome. You know, some of you people are very nice, and I appreciate you people that comment. And when I say that you're people, you know, on my videos when I say what a bunch of idiots, you know, I don't say that because I really think you're idiots. I say that just to kind of hopefully get a laugh out of you, maybe a smile on your face. You know, some people take it to heart, and what am I supposed to say? You know, I just say it just to kind of try to liven up somebody's day. You know. But anyway, that's my 2 cents worth for the day. I appreciate all that you do for me. I wish you'd do more. I wish you'd do more for me. I gotta expect more than you just looking at my YouTube channel. Anybody can do that, huh? How about sending a few bucks, huh? Let's get serious, huh? I'd like to go out and have a great big box of donuts. I'd like to go over to Burger King and have a couple of Whoppers. Great big bag of onion rings. Then I'd like to come back to my house and put on a movie and feel sorry for myself the rest of the day because I have to have another gosh damn operation. But not you. Not you. You don't have to have any operations. No. No. You don't have to have any problems. There's no problems in your life. No. Well, you might have a few problems. But there's a lot of people that have problems, but not like me. No, there's a lot of people that have a lot of problems that are a lot worse than the problems I have, you know. And I'm grateful for everything I have. I believe in God. I know there's a God. I know there's a spirit world. And but I have no choice. People that have problems in this life don't really have much choice about dealing with problems, do they? Huh? I wish I didn't have to have this new operation. I'm tired of operations, to be honest with you. But I have to have it. You know, I have no choice. But anyway, be grateful for what you have. For the good health that you have. Be grateful for that. Be grateful for the friendship that you have. The friends that you have, be grateful for them. The people that you meet in life that are kind to you, be grateful for them. And just have a positive outlook in life. I have a positive outlook in life. You people don't think that I do, but I do. I really do. Get a grip.